What's good? Back again with another reaction to this video. We'll be talking about another Warren Cali video, you know what I'm saying? This one right here, gonna be a banger. He was on top of the Crips most wanted list. The story of Kre Kre from Athen Park Bloods. My bad, bro. It's so woo, yo, yeah. Anyways, go ahead and get your ready, you know what I'm saying? I know you already got it rolled up, a little fat, you know what I'm saying? Some cushy, you know what I'm saying? A little old school, you know what I'm saying? You haven't smelled this type of terps in a while. Back in 08, 07, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, we'll go ahead and get into this video. Shout out Warren Cali. Original video link in the description as always. Original video link description as always, you know what I'm saying? Let's go on to this video. My bad, I stuttered a little bit. So, you know, ESL slips out sometimes. Anyways,
back to another episode of Warren Cali.
Check this one
out. In this episode, I will detail the story of Kre Kre from Athen Park Bloods.
Kre Kre was good. Let's see.
Kre Kre would grow up in Athen Park Bloods territory. He is primarily raised by his father and stepmother. They provided structure and kept him in church and sports early in his life. Like most kids in the early 80s, he was into hip-hop and also the breakdancing scene.
Right.
But by the time that crack took over the streets of Los Angeles in the mid-80s, it would take over most of the youth's lives. Many became drawn in by the money that crack could make and became infatuated with the money it could bring in. Many older guys in the urban community flaunted money in various ways, from cars, clothes, jewelry, and even women. And Kre Kre was one of those kids who wanted to make money, and selling crack and becoming a drug dealer is what he took up. By default, he joined his community's gang, being the Athen Park Bloods. And gangbanging and selling drugs became his norm. Growing up being a Blood in the 80s was hard. The Bloods were severely outnumbered by the Crips sets all over Los Angeles. The Athen Parks would form alliances with nearby Blood gangs like the Denver Lanes and the Miller Gangsta Bloods. They would form alliances to take on several Crip gangs like the East Coast Crips, the Kitchen Crips, and the Raymond Ave Crips, among others.
Kitchen Crips, I haven't heard of them, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying?
And Kre Kre was fully involved in everything in the streets, from drug dealing, fighting rivals, having shootouts with rivals, and going in and out of jail during his teenage years. That led to his arrest as a teenager over a gun, which he would go to fire camp to serve his time.
Damn.
After his release, Kre Kre got right back into selling drugs. And by this time, many drug dealers in Los Angeles started to migrate to other cities and states.
I don't know, bro. Low-key, I blame the government for this because all that segregation, everything that went on, that was actually proven that it was true. You know what I'm saying? Wherever there's poverty, there's crime, and there's ways to try to make it out. You know what I'm saying? So I blame the government, low-key. I blame the
setting
city.
Up shop in these new areas, taking their gangs and their drugs into new environments.
There is growing evidence that the nation's crack cocaine epidemic is taking a new and dangerous turn. Some of those violent street gangs from Los Angeles are now trafficking in drugs in cities far from their own turf. We have a report tonight from Bob McNamara.
That Los Angeles gangs have franchised crack operations in more than 25 cities. Towns as unlikely as Omaha, Kansas City, Denver, even York, Pennsylvania, bedrock middle America. It's a matter of economics.
A rock of crack cocaine is $25 in Oklahoma City. In LA, you can probably buy the same rock for $5 or $10.
LA gang members seen the profit they could make going to these new untapped markets. They would be under the radar.
That's how it is, even with that green market, you heard me?
With these places not having a clue who they were
Trapper
and what they were doing there. Kre Kre would be one of those dudes. He left to Kansas to set up shop, and the fast money took over his life. He was going back and forth to LA to go get his drugs, then go to Kansas and other states to sell them. This became addictive to him, with all the money he had flowing in. By the late 80s, many states in America began to crack down on drug dealers and began giving big time to small time dealers to major ones. And after going on a run of selling drugs for years, Kre Kre would officially be caught with over 1,000 grams of crack. This had him facing over 20 years in prison.
Damn.
From behind bars, Kre Kre.
If that was today, bro would probably get executed. You know what I'm saying? The way the system is designed now. That's crazy.
His name was ringing in the streets so much, Rolling 30 Crip rapper Kiki Loco, who had a growing fame in the rap scene, would diss him on the song. He was stating the song, "I'm on a foot mission in the APBs, finna smoke Kre Kre." That goes to show you, Kre Kre name was really out there in the streets ringing.
Okay.
He was like, "Hey man, them motherfuckers out here dissing you in some kind of song, some little Crip CD they got out here, man."
I ain't gonna lie.
You know, just chop it up with.
Shout out to bro, shout out to dog, but his mustache is off, dude. This shit ends right here and then starts over here. Like it needs to, you know what I'm saying?
Him, he was like, "Hey man, they got a
shout out to Kre Kre though.
A song out here. I don't know, but they got you in, and they mashing on you, right? I said, for real? He said, yeah, man. And the Crips out here, they playing it like it's the song is like the CD is popular. It's popping out there. I said, damn, you the one they dissed to the song, right? I said, I never heard the song, but yeah, I heard about it. I heard about the diss, right? So he was like, yeah, man, it was, you know, they didn't say much, but they do mention you know, you creepy from APB. They told me they gonna smoke you. I said, yeah, right. So boom. So he said, I thought you was a big dude, man. You know what I'm saying? You wear glasses and shit. You know, I thought you was a big old black dude. The way, you know, I don't know why they was saying something about you. He said, you got beef with him? I said, nah, I ain't had no beef with the Harlems. Like, you know, not no personal beef. I mean, we see each other in traffic. You know, I'm a blood there Crip. We bang on each other. That was it. It never went no further than that. I don't, you know, our hood and they hood, our hood in 30s is 90 blocks away. 30 to the 120th. That's, you know, that's 90 blocks, right? So, boom.
By 1990, Kre Kre, who was only around 19 years old, would face that time. He received 20 years, which would be Fed time, and served in Colorado. Kre Kre would spend a huge portion of his life behind bars, and he wouldn't be released until he was 37.
Oh.
After his release, Kre Kre started to work as a security.
Damn, bro, I ain't even. I'm 29, bro. That's a long time.
Security guard.
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy, bro. That's one of my fears, getting hit with the bed and not knowing you can't do anything about it but sit down and do your time, bro. That's crazy.
Got back drawn in the streets and would go back to prison. While in prison, he started to work on writing books and also movie scripts. This all led to Kre Kre's first book being released in 2012 called Paru Love. That was followed by several other books like Paru Love 2, The Almighty Dollar, and FBOP. Kre Kre has done several interviews about his life and has a YouTube channel called 8 Million Stories, along with him still writing books and even truck driving.
Go check that out. You know what I'm saying? 8 Million Stories. If I can link it in the description, I will, but go check him out. You know what I'm saying?
The streets got him early in his life, and he made the best out of everything thrown at him, and he came out productive. Salute to him. Cool. This will conclude.
Nah, for reals. But anyways, let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments below. That's crazy. Shout out to Dog for actually making it out the streets and, you know, putting that work in and getting money and progressing and leaving a legacy that he can leave not only in the streets and to the youngins as an OG, but also to his family and to whoever cares about him. You know what I'm saying? And he's continuing to leave his digital footprint by releasing YouTube videos. That's cool. That's more money. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of y'all gotta be moving nowadays, bro. But anyways, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. We out.